Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Happy Thursday. Chantal here from 50 Strong, and Candy here is here as well.
Yeah.
Hope everyone had an awesome Halloween, and thank you for joining us and the team at Fiserv. Before we get started, Candy's going to drop a poll real quick, just so we can learn a little bit more about you. And if you could take a couple seconds to go ahead and answer those, we'd appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So today, 50 Strong, Fiserv, we have an epic presentation by our friends at Fiserv to talk about all different kinds of roles. But if you have never come to a 50 Strong event before, welcome. So we have our EmployerConnect series, which typically is about 20 to 25 different employers. So if November 16th, we'll be talking about that. So if it's your first time here, we are doing an exclusive connect with Fiserv. So it's a little bit different than typical, but we're really glad that you're here. But the whole point of 50 Strong is for you to gain industry exposure to military talent leads, right? So today we have the team at Fiserv. They're going to be talking about all different kinds of stuff from campus analyst programs, technology, business, customer service, and more. So they're going to be getting into that. Next, in 2 weeks, we have our November 16th Connect, and we have some awesome employers that will be present, and of course the team at Fiserv will be there as well. The whole point of 50 Strong, like I said, is for you to gain industry exposure, talking to the recruiters and the hiring managers. And that's the most challenging part when you get out, whether it's been 4 years or yesterday, it's just getting that industry exposure. So we hope that these 50 Strong events are giving you the ability to build those genuine relationships, right? Like you're just getting to know people. That's the most important part. 3 tools that I do want to talk about before I pass it over to the Fiserv team is our key employment pathways. So this is listed on our website, and Candy will drop the website URL in there. But it's basically a general overview of all the different pathways our employer participants have. It'll list their key locations. If they have a preferred method for you to contact them, they'll list it on there. So it's a really great place to start when you're determining, hey, what industry I want to be in, or learn about opportunities that you might have never heard of, right? Secondly, for our military affiliated students, which includes transitioning service members and active duty service members and our student veterans, we have over 200 really cool new grad and internship opportunities featured on our student listings page on our website. You can filter by city and then state. These are not just scraped positions. We work directly with the teams to highlight roles for student veterans and military affiliated students, right? So it's campus teams and military talent leaders working together, which is where we get this. So super excited, and there's definitely some Fiserv roles on there. So I definitely encourage you to check it out. And then lastly, we have our our SkillBridge listings. So we have about 6,000 different SkillBridge listings on our website and through our app. You can filter by city and state level, especially if location is extremely important. And we just updated, I think an employer updated 1,500 in the last 2 weeks. So it's constantly getting updated. Employers can do it themselves. It's a really great opportunity if you're looking for a SkillBridge. All right, before I pass it over to the team, I do want to just make sure, please make sure you have the most updated version of Zoom, so 5.3.0 or later. If you have any sort of issues and you're not sure what you're running, you can stay in the main room with us once the breakout room's open, and we're happy to help you. And then I am going to pass it over to the team. They're going to do about a 30-ish minute presentation, and then we'll have the breakout rooms open for about 50 minutes. Once the breakout rooms are closed, please come back and join us in the main room, because we're going to have some potentially awesome giveaways, maybe some really cool 50 Strong t-shirts. So there'll be 4 breakout rooms, and we'll go over this one more time before they open, but we'll have the campus internship and analysis breakout room with Rochelle Moon, technology with Mark Kreider, business with Vivian Allday, and then of course remote customer service roles with Josh Lowman. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen and pass it over to Seth. Are you starting us off?
I think Seth is queuing up the
There
slides.
we go.
But, oh, there we go.
Okay.
Yes, thank you so much. My name is Seth Peterson. Before I hand it over to Meg Hendricks, who is our Vice President, just wanted to welcome everybody. been involved with 50 Strong for quite a long time, and definitely, working with them has been an amazing to say the least. And so we really appreciate this opportunity to come and speak with everybody. So with that being said, I will hand it over to Meg.
We have the slide with our pictures. There we go. So hey guys, I'm Meg Hendricks. I'm the head of military and veteran affairs at Fiserv, also an Army veteran. I've been working in this space, if you will, since 2015. But this has been a great year because we started our partnership with 50 Strong around this time last year. And we're excited to be here with you all today, and we'll share about Fiserv. Hopefully you all realize that we are providing payment technology and no medications or anything like that. But Adam will tell you more about that in a little bit after the rest of the team introduces themselves.
All right, yeah. So my name's Seth Peterson again, still Seth. And so I retired from the Army last year. I went through Hiring Our Heroes Corporate Fellowship Program and came on through Fiserv. And I think myself, like a lot of you, probably have never heard of Fiserv until today. If you've been involved in 50 Strong, you've definitely heard of us. But we're definitely one of those companies that you probably never heard of, but I hope and I feel very confident that when this day is over that you will see some value with us. But thank you. I'm looking forward to today. Go ahead, Adam.
Hey everyone, Adam Schmidt. I lead campus and military recruitment here at Fiserv. Not military affiliated myself, but have the privilege of leading the team and our efforts internally from a talent acquisition perspective. I've been with Fiserv for about 11 years now and based out of our Omaha office. And I'll kick it over to Rochelle.
And hello, everyone. My name is Rochelle Moon. I am an analyst on Fiserv's campus military recruitment team. So I help support our military and campus hiring efforts. And I've been with Fiserv for just over 2.5 years.
All right, so who is Fiserv? As Meg said, we're in the payments space. So payments and fintech, a global leader in the fintech arena, really. We're number one in a variety of categories, as you can see from the slide, and we've been around in business for 39 years. I will truly say we're a behind-the-scenes company, so we work on behalf of a lot of big brand names, from McDonald's to Amazon, Walmart, Apple, Google, you name it. Really working on behind the scenes to ensure that a payment transaction can occur safely and securely. We have a lot of data running through our rails, but just think every time you pull out your wallet, whether it's a physical wallet or a digital wallet, it's more than likely the Fiserv creating those cards and then working with the big names to ensure that that payment happens safely and securely. We do business in more than 100 countries, and we like to say that we reach nearly 100% of US households every day. So again, every time you're making a payment, whether it's in store, online, mobile, using your any type of device as well, that innovation, that technology is enabled by Fiserv. So we're working on behalf of a lot of brands, from the largest of institutions to small and medium-sized businesses as well. We have 44,000 associates globally, and we're hoping to increase that. You can go to the next slide. Thank you. So when you think of the scale of Fiserv, I mean, when we say we reach nearly 100% of US households, 12,000 financial transactions are running through Fiserv's rails on each second, basically. So when you span the entire globe, we're enabling all of those transactions to happen and occur. So a lot of accounts on file, and what account is, it's really if you have a specific debit card or credit card, we work with large banks and financial institutions to ensure that those are in your name and the right contact information, and all of that is happening. But a lot of scalability as far as Fiserv goes. We'll keep moving. We are an in-office culture. So we feel like we are better together, driving innovation and collaboration. And so we've really invested in modern workspaces in a variety of hub locations across the US and abroad. We are actively hiring in Berkeley Heights, New Jersey, Omaha and Lincoln, Nebraska, as well as Milwaukee, Wisconsin in particular. I say in particular because that's where a lot of our jobs are, but there are also positions in a variety of other locations, and we'll talk through that as we continue on in the presentation. But I'll just mention that 60% of our positions in particular are technology focused. So keep that in mind. and that spans from technology, project management as well. And we'll continue to talk through the different positions in the slides to come. Meg, I'll toss things over to you.
Yeah. So we know that those in the military community care a lot about giving back to the community, about making sure that we have a safe and sustainable world. And so we wanted to share, our corporate social responsibility report for 2022. We're already working on our one for 2023, but that won't come out till the end of Q1. So a little bit later, after I finish presenting, I'll pull up the link and put it in the chat in case you want to check out the things that we're doing. This covers everything from like sustainability, our employee resource groups, our benefits, a variety of different things in that report, if those things are important to you, and to know that the company that you would potentially be working for is thinking about and working on these different areas. So next slide, please. And in that same vein, diversity and inclusion is important to us. And so we have 8 employee resource groups. There's the military one, but there are 7 others. I mean, a hazard of my job is that I am a member of all 8, but I like that. We are talking about getting buttons next year, so we're going to have lots of flair and it'll be a lot of fun. But that's kind of the fun piece. The way that we really engage with our ERGs and the business are things like these policies that have come out of focus sessions that we've had with our ERGs. They've helped us to develop training, mentorship programs, policies, procedures, all of those types of things. So we really look to them to help us make sure that we are moving forward as we should be, and adjusting our policies and practices as it makes sense as we go forward. So next slide, please.
Yeah, I wanted to add something on this real quick, Meg. I think for our veteran or military community, I know for me, when I got out, there's a lot of anxiety, a lot of like stress about, am I going to fit into the corporate culture? Am I going to find people who think like I do? We'll be able to share jokes. Am I going to kind of have some of that camaraderie that I had in the military? And I think that these ERGs really help bridge that gap, especially the MLC. Like we have a Teams chat and we get in there and we joke, and but we're also sharing tips and tricks and talking about, like, helping somebody could come on and say, hey, I'm having problems with the VA, if you have any issues with that, or people can, it's a nice community where you can go and just find help, and you don't feel like you're hitting up your boss, right? I love my boss. Meg's my boss. I wouldn't want to work for anybody else, but you also want another place where you can just like bounce ideas off people, and these ERGs are just great places to do it. And so you can be a veteran who's also involved in the Asian Leadership Council, and today they had a Diwali huge celebration event, so it's like you get to go down, you get to celebrate things, and these ERGs really kind of turn it from a place of work to a place away from home where you enjoy what you're doing, but you also enjoy the people you're around.
Love it, Seth. All right, next slide, please. Okay, so we always say this is not the reason why we do things, but it's really more for us to benchmark and make sure that we are moving in the right direction and have policies and procedures that are the best that they can be. So you can see here, these are our CSR awards, and many of them are military related. So we really do our best to be at the forefront of military employment, engagement, and entrepreneurship. And I will say that we love also being part of groups where we're sharing best practices. And any of you who, maybe this is the first time you're meeting Candy and first time you've been around her, but she is like a master connector, and so does an amazing job of bringing employers to the table with also like government officials. And so we participate in those type of things as well to help the broader community too, because we would love for you to come work at Fiserv, but really it's important for us that you find a place. So that's the most important thing. So next slide, please. All right, so this is kind of a very high level overview of our Fiserv Salutes, our Military and Veteran Affairs program. We have 3 pillars that are part of the program: employment, which is part of the reason why we're here today. We have a Veteran Edge hiring policy, which states if you have 2 pretty equal candidates, but one of them is a veteran, then we ask the hiring manager to give that person a little bit of an edge. And then our military spouse mobility statement of support says if you are a military spouse married to someone who's on active duty who gets PCS orders, that we will do one of three things. We will either, have the discussion, can we move this job to your new location? If that's not possible because the job can't move or we don't have a brick and mortar location, we will have the discussion if it's possible to go remote. I will say that I will reiterate with Adam that we are an in-office culture. So that there will be limited times when that is an option. And so if it's not possible to move the job, then we, ask that they get connected with our team and we provide that person with resources. We'll offer to connect them with other military friendly companies that are in the area and just provide as much assistance as they might need. And then we have a really good military leave policy. So anyone who's in the National Guard or Reserves, you can ask in your breakout rooms. The recruiters might not all be completely read in, but basically it's, we pay up to 19 days of training each year, 100%, and then up to 2 years of active duty activation at 100% of your base pay. It's dependent on how long you work at Fiserv. So there's a few nuances to that, but really a pretty comprehensive policy. Entrepreneurship, I won't go into this too much, but to help kind of have it make sense why we work on entrepreneurship. Obviously, Adam said, we're there whenever all these payments are happening. So it makes sense for us to support those who are starting their own businesses, growing their businesses, scaling their businesses. And so that is one of the things that we work on with our entrepreneurship programs. And then experience, Adam talked about that. Seth talked about that. Our military leadership council is really wonderful. We also have some special things that we do for onboarding for our military affiliated associates and kind of want to make sure that we're creating those connections there. So next slide, please. And I'm not a benefits expert, but we did get these next two slides provided by our benefits experts. So this is like a long list, but just kind of, you can take a screenshot if you want or that kind of thing. So you can see all of the things that we do offer. And actually it may be getting updated for 2024. We're in open enrollment right now, but this is, a very comprehensive benefits list and opportunities to take advantage of. So next slide, please. And we have this special Fuel Your Life program that is also part of our benefits team. And so basically what it is an online platform. They have different challenges and things like that have to do with like getting physical, making sure that your finances are in order, being social, all of these types of things. So it's incentivized like a game, and you get points, and then you can use those points for different things. So it's a pretty neat deal. So an additional benefit. And Seth, it sounds like you want to say something.
This is a really cool program. And like we had these walking challenges and these running challenges and exercise challenges and things like that. And our military community love these things, and it's like the best way to just crush it. And you get a group together, you compete against other groups here in like Berkeley Heights. When it was doing the walking thing, everybody was out. We have this huge like complex around us with like bikes you can rent and places, and walking and water fountains and things like that. And so people are out doing these walks, and it's a really fun way you get your exercise, but you're also getting points, which can be used towards rewards and things like that. So it's just another way to say like, okay, yes, we're working, but it's more than just the money, right? It's all about the culture, right? And I think that's one of the things that Meg really was highlighting is all these things that help really bring you to make this a family and not just a place to work.
And a way for you to be healthy, because Bro put in the chat, sleep challenge was great. And you might think he's joking, but there really was a sleep challenge. I don't remember all the aspects of it, but it was something about making sure that you get 8 hours of sleep, certain number of times a week or something like that. I will say I did not participate. I'm not good at that. So I should probably do it next time. But, so next slide, please.
All right. So I'll talk a little bit about yeah, Candy, go ahead. We'll make you an honorary teammate, and I'll just take your miles on the walk challenge. I will share. I will handle that burden. I don't want to, but I will for you. Um, so, all right. So transferable skills. So I don't think anybody on this call is like, oh, I didn't realize I had focus and discipline, right? That's not really what I wanted to highlight here. What I wanted to show you is this is just a tip of the iceberg on all the skills that you bring to the table when you're looking for jobs. And I want you to know that this is the same slide that we share with our management, our recruiting team, those here at Fiserv, because we want them to understand what you're bringing. Because just as much as you know what you've got, we need to know, our teams need to know what you've got. And I really want to make sure that when you're writing your resumes, and when you're in those interviews, in the breakout rooms, that you're thinking about those transferable skills, right? There's a lot of things that non-military, non-spouses bring to the table, but there's, I'd say, a solid set of skills out there that no one else is going to get, right? You can't go to college and learn how to manage time while under stress, under gunfire, in another country, while it's 120 degrees outside and you're drinking 108-degree water, right? Like the type of resiliency and the things that you build from that, and then being able to go in to a meeting and everybody's freaking out and you're like, you know what, I'm not being shot at. Like, I'm okay. We're going to get through this. Things are going to be all right. So being able to have things like emotional intelligence, flexibility, decisiveness, right? That's huge. Obviously goal setting. So I'm not going to go over all of them, but if you remember nothing else from this, just remember that you have a lot of great skills and don't undersell yourself on those. Capitalize on those. Don't just say, well, I got self-control, right? Like find a way to tie that into the conversation, but don't forget these things, right? Keep them in your back pocket. Make them a part of your regimen when you're discussing who you are and why you're valuable, because you are valuable to the team.
Thanks, Seth. And just to echo again what Seth just said, we really believe here at Fiserv that military talent has such a strong and unique skill set. So in these next few slides that I have, I'm just going to go through a few of the hiring avenues that you can go through in order to land a role here at Fiserv. So first being the Step It Up program. So this is an opportunity where they provide IT training to veterans as they transition out of the service. So we really leverage this external partner to conduct training programs where we train veterans in areas and skill sets that might not normally be taught at universities. Things like mainframe development, COBOL, and just other legacy skill sets. And we are excited to share too that in September, we graduated a cohort of 20 of these resources. So if this is something that sounds like it's a good fit for you, I would definitely encourage you to look up the Step It Up program and see if that would be a great avenue to get into Fiserv. And then Seth, if you go to the next slide, I'm going to talk just a little bit about our early career campus opportunities. So we have what's a summer internship program and then an analyst program. So the summer internship program is a 10-week opportunity for interns to work full-time, 40 hours per week during the summer. You can see on the screen the dates will be June 3rd through August 9th for 2024. And we have a lot of different areas of Fiserv that hire interns, business, technology, a lot of areas. And when we go to the breakout rooms, you can definitely come to our breakout room, early career one, and learn more about what we are looking for in our interns this summer. And then additionally, we have an analyst program. So this is a full-time opportunity where you would work on 2 structured assignments during your time at Fiserv. So if you are graduating in December, you might start in January, whereas our May grads tend to start in June. And this is an opportunity, again, where you can work on multiple teams during your time at Fiserv. So you can get a lot of different exposure early in your career. You can work on a team that's like focuses on Java development and then move to a team that focuses on Python development, just for a software engineering example. So a lot of opportunity to learn and grow within your corporate career early on. And Seth, if you go to the next slide, we also take this just a step further and have a military affiliated analyst program. So we take it a step further and align you to a business leader if you do have military affiliations, and we make sure that leader has military affiliations as well. So we identify a mentor who can support you early on in your career in this corporate opportunity. And through the analyst program, you're able to meet with them and just get some more mentorship and guidance as you're early in your career. And if you're interested in applying for these opportunities, again, visit our breakout room towards the end of this session. And then also you can explore our careers website too. We don't have necessarily a military affiliated analyst program as the title. It would be our intern and analyst programs, but we do encourage you to self-identify and mark your military affiliation on your application. That way we can identify those mentors for you to support you as you join the program. And then Seth,
Yeah,
if you go ahead.
No, I just wanted to add something to that. For our military spouses, right? One thing that we consider here is once a spouse, always a spouse. So even if you are not currently a military spouse, but you were at one time, that doesn't mean that you didn't gain a set of skills as a spouse, right? So don't forget about that, right? Make sure you're capturing that. Once a spouse, always a spouse. That's something we're very firm on here, and we believe it. So
Awesome. Thank you.
So from what Rachel Moon just say, what will be the mentor for somebody that apply as a technical engineer?
Right. So we would try to find someone that also is a technical engineer at Fiserv that has military affiliations or military background and try to align you with them, if not someone just from the technology team in general, and just try to identify a leader that we think aligns to your business unit that could help give you some great guidance as you're early on in your career.
So I've been applying for a technical engineer role, and I received more than 6 interviews in the last 2 years, and I keep receiving, unfortunately. And the last 2 weeks that I applied for as technical engineer in the Army, they told me they will send me an offer letter, and I've been waiting for that. And 3 days later, they sent me, unfortunately.
Fiserv or someone else?
Fiserv, yeah.
Okay.
Happy to take that one offline for you, Tico, and we can get to the bottom of it.
And if you want to chat with us in a breakout room, you can join that, and then we can discuss at that time too, just to see if we can help identify that.
Okay.
Thanks. And then Seth, if you'd want to jump to that next slide, there's one more hiring avenue that I wanted to discuss as a way to join Fiserv. So this is our Hiring Our Heroes. It's an opportunity to join through a fellowship program. So it's with the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. And this is an opportunity where if you are transitioning from the service or will be transitioning from the service in the near future, this could be something that you could consider as an opportunity. So in your last 12 weeks of your service, you're able to work with Fiserv or another company for 12 weeks where the Department of Defense will still pay you, but you're able to get kind of an internship-like experience through the fellowship program. And we are excited to say that we've had 100% post-offer rate for the fellows that we've brought on through this program since 2022. So we've seen a lot of great success. And Seth, I'll just say, was one of our great success stories. He came on through this program himself. So if you do want to connect with us during the breakout rooms, you can join the early career one to talk with myself, or also connect with Seth about this program and his experience in it as well.
I will say, just if these 3 avenues don't resonate with you, or you don't feel like you fit into those are just kind of specialized ways that we have to help military affiliated candidates get in, but there's still the traditional avenue of full-time employment. And so in a little bit, we'll provide you with like, here are the steps that you need to take to make sure that you get like the additional look and things like that. I will reiterate, I think Rochelle said, make sure that you are identifying as a veteran or military spouse whenever you're applying, because then that flags it in our system, and make sure that like you get that additional, like I said, that additional look, that additional potential phone call and that kind of thing. So
definitely. And Seth, I think if you go to the next slide, we have some of our general opportunities that we are hiring for. I think Adam mentioned earlier about 60% of our roles are focused in technology. So you'll see that's a large area: application development, software engineering, data infrastructure. And then we have some business roles as well, things like project management, risk, and audit. And we have a lot of people, a lot of recruiters here from Fiserv that will be manning the breakout rooms for you to talk to. So Seth, if you have anything to add, or if you want to go to the next slide so we can all talk about breakout rooms. So I know I'm at the top there. I just want to reiterate early career opportunities, internships, analyst programs, full-time college graduates. If you wanted to learn more about the other opportunities I discussed in like my portion of this presentation too, I'd be happy to have you jump into the breakout room. Ro, I can pass it over to you.
Hello, Ro Overton here. I came to Fiserv about a year and a half ago through the Step It Up Across America program they were speaking of. I started out as a mainframe and COBOL analyst, and it was a very steep learning curve for me personally, but that wasn't the end of my journey. Talked with Adam, and he got me over into a recruiting position where I'm trying to do a really good job, and that's the beauty of these programs and just this company as all. There are always opportunities for you as long as you put the energy in.
All right, Mark.
Thanks, Rochelle. Hey, everyone. My name's Mark, based in Berkeley Heights, New Jersey. Support a few different teams across our financial institutions group here in tech at Fiserv. Was not in the military myself, but thank you all for your service, and worked pretty closely with Seth on a couple of events past few months since I joined in May. So excited to be here. Thank you.
Go ahead, Dwayne.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dwayne Williams. I literally recently retired from active duty. I was a first sergeant for the past, I did 21 plus years in the Army. So I know exactly where you are. I understand where you are and where the path that you're trying to get to. And I'm here to help.
Great, thank you. Is Paul on?
Yep. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Paul Nields. I'm a senior recruiter here at Fiserv. I've been with the company for 7 years. I'm based out of the Omaha office, and I specialize more on the business side. So the types of opportunities that I typically represent from a recruitment perspective are going to be the project management, client program managers, business analysts, implementations, and senior management roles. And I'm just real excited to talk to everybody in the breakout rooms.
Awesome, thank you, Paul. I love that background. Pops.
Thank you. Yep, I added it this morning.
Vivian.
Vivian's mic is currently not working, so she sits right behind me. So Vivian and I work on the same team. We sit like right across from Seth, and we're extremely honored to be featured and be able to help our veterans throughout this process. So we both support the finance organization here at Fiserv. So financial analyst, I currently have a position for a billing manager. If anybody's interested, please let me know. And we're just here. We look forward to helping out in any way that we can and making a difference.
Awesome, thank you, Manny and Vivian. Jim?
Let me see if I'm doing this right here, Seth, because you know I'm the most non-tech person on this call. I think I did. Can you hear me?
Yeah, and you know, Jim is the perfect example of why you can work in an amazing Fortune 500 tech company and not be super techy.
Exactly.
He excels at it.
Tacky or techie? What'd you say?
Either.
This is definitely amazing. I always love to partner with Meg and the entire team. So thank you for including me. I'm probably aligned very much like Paul. Whereas I do have great project management roles. Some may cross over into the tech world, but you know what? For me, I love this. I love to talk to anybody about any of the roles we have. And if it's not a fit for A, I may have a fit for B, for C. I love to speak with everybody, and we will help you find something that aligns well for you. I'm based out of New Jersey, but I do recruit and work with the entire United States for Fiserv. I'm coming up on 2 years myself in February. And what I like to share with people is I don't come from a finance background. I don't come from anything in even close to this, but we have something, and everybody brings a specific skill set to Fiserv. So that's something that I love about Fiserv. Everybody matters.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Melissa? All right, let's go ahead over to Josh.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Joshua Lohman. I'm a recruiting manager here at Fiserv, specifically focusing on what we call our client care organization, which is a big piece of that is call center type work that is both front end and back end. So we have typical roles like customer service, and then we have some other things in terms of learning, knowledge, things like that. But I'm excited to be here to talk to you guys if you're interested in any of our open roles. Personally, not previous military, but many of friends and family that have, but happy to be here.
Awesome. Thanks, Josh. And Sean, last but definitely not least.
Thanks. Hey, my name's Sean Weaver. I'm a program manager on the CCO recruiting team, work with Josh Lohman, 20-year retired Air Force. Here at Fiserv, been here for a few years now. Love the team. Always trying to bring in that remote customer service agent on our CCO team, trying to bring them all through.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sean.
Yep.
So this is our all-star crew that's going to be in the breakout rooms. And before we go to the next one, I just want to highlight something that kind of reminded me of something that Jim said, was about how he didn't have the background, but everybody brings something. And if you go into these rooms and you don't find the role you're looking for, just the networking, right? We have a saying here that your network is your net worth. And it really is true here that if we can't find you a job, I can't tell you how many times we've had a conversation start with they wanted project management and they end somewhere else because it's all about understanding what you're looking for and we find the best fit for you. And before you know it, you're somewhere that you didn't think you wanted to be, but then once you learn that you're like, oh no, this is it where I belong. So best of luck to everybody. I'll go to the next slide. And Rochelle went ahead and threw this all in the chat for you. Please copy and paste that in before we leave this into the breakout rooms. You're going to be have this in the breakout rooms as well. But this is the next step. So if you remember nothing else as we move forward, remember, go to our careers page, right? That veterans one is specifically tailored for all of you, but you can go to the regular careers page as well. Find the roles that speak to you, something that you're interested in. 80%, right? That's kind of the magic number we kind of like to talk about. If you look at what the role asks for, the what it needs to have, or the requirements, there's a couple different verbiage out there, but look at what it's asking for. If you meet about 80% of that, go ahead and apply, because we understand that, especially if you're coming from the military into a new industry like financial services, financial tech, we know you're not going to have years of experience in this field, right? But like I said, you're bringing a lot of experience with you. So 80%, go ahead and apply. Send that email to militaryrecruitment@fiserv.com. Myself, Rochelle, Roe, our military team, we're going to see your email. We're going to reach out to you, right? So the people on this call are the people that are going to answer your email, right? You're going to let us know what you applied to. Give us any additional information you want. Attach your resume to it, please. And then include any additional information. We're going to reach back out. We're going to start that dialogue. We're going to connect you with the recruiters. Maybe they're the ones on this call. Maybe they're not. But what we're going to do is connect you with them and let them know that a military affiliated person has applied to one of their roles and they need to reach out to you. And we do that for a couple of reasons. One, because it's very important to us that we get you connected, but also when we talk about that vet edge policy, right, we've got a lot of people applying to these roles, and what we don't want is for you to be, I'm not going to say lost, but you get put into the pool of everybody applying, and before you know it, you haven't had a chance to shine in front of the recruiter before they filled it, because it's very, these roles fill quickly. So what we try to do is get your name out there, a point-to-point email to the recruiter to let them know you're in there, to pull you out and find out what's going on and get you in front of them. Because what we've found is more often than not, if we can get you in front of a recruiter and actually have a conversation, they're going to see what kind of stellar individual you are. And we have really good success if we can get you in front of the recruiter. So the bare minimum, what we can do, the least amount I can do and our team can do, is try to get you in front of a recruiter so you can really turn from the resume to the interview. Because we all know the resume gets you the interview gets you the job, right? I'm going to go ahead and we're going to turn it over to Q&A really quick before we open up the breakout rooms. Don't want to go crazy with Q&A right now, right? Because it's going to be in the breakout rooms. So with that being said, if you got anything super critical right now, otherwise I'm going to turn it over to Candy for our breakout room info.
And Chantel.
Yeah.
Or Chantel.
That's okay. So I'm gonna just put my screen back up real quick so we all remember where the breakout rooms are. So we have the 4 breakout rooms: campus internship and the analyst programs, technology, business, and then the remote customer service roles. The names are on there. If you have any issues, if you have no idea how to move into a breakout room, if you got here late and you missed the intro and you're just generally confused as to what is happening, stay in the main breakout room and Candy and I can help assist you to move to the regular, help assist to move you. If you're a rep, just please be sure to stay in your breakout room for the entirety of the session because everyone will be rotating through. And then we'll send about 15-minute reminders for everyone. So the breakout rooms are going to be open for about 45 minutes and they are open. So hop on over and stay over here if you need any help. All right, so everyone, welcome back to the main room. I hope you found the breakout rooms really valuable. I heard there were some really cool questions being asked, and I'm excited that you got to talk one-on-one and get to know that. So next steps, be proactive, follow up. So whatever contact information you got from the recruiter or the hiring manager that was in your breakout room, the military recruiting email that was sent out earlier today. I don't know if any one of the reps want to drop anything in the chat, but make sure you follow up. Engage on LinkedIn, right? The ball is in your court now, right? Like you've had the time to try to build this relationship and now you need to nurture it. So make sure to join us at our next event on November 16th and then check out our events anytime on our website. We update them literally all the time. So keep an eye out for that. And then we're going to give away up to 3 t-shirts today. So just make sure to tag 50 Strong and who you were talking to with Fiserv and maybe a new pathway you learned about or something new that you found out that you didn't know. 100 Fiserv touches 100% of households, right? I didn't know that. So definitely tag that on 50 Strong and Fiserv's page, and we'll reach out to you to select a winner for a t-shirt. And thank you to the Fiserv team for being here. We really appreciate it. And then we'll give you a few minutes back unless anybody needs to stay on and ask a question or two.
Seth, if you're talking, we can't hear you.
All right, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, and it's happening again. All right, you can't hear me. I don't have time to fix it. So I'm just going to say thank you so much I'm going to trust you that you can hear me because I can't hear you.
We can hear you.
But thank you so much for coming. It means a lot. And thank you so much to Candy and Chantel from 50 Strong, who have been amazing partners with us throughout this year and looking forward to next year. I can attest to the softness of those shirts. I have one and I wear it all the time. And it is so comfy.
I want one.
And I have to keep my wife from stealing it because she's like, "Oh, I thought this was mine." No, it's mine.
Well, we should get one for your wife.
They are amazing.
They're
but thank you.
Thank you,
I
Seth.
look forward to seeing everybody later.
I love it. I love it.
All right. Any job seekers on here that have a question before we wrap up for the day? Now is your time to shine.
All right.
All right. See everyone next time.
Bye, y'all.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Have a great day. See ya.